Run it on. I wake up. Yeah.
Alright, what up YouTube? How are you guys doing today? By we I mean just me right now. Questionable if anybody else is going to show up. I'm doing a stunt lot session tonight. This is the second or third time this week trying to get my circles tighter, learn foot brake a little bit more, just put more seat time in. I really don't like being at the stunt lot by myself because I'm always worried I'm gonna loop out, break something, and not be able to move, get knocked unconscious, whatever. So it's not really the smartest decision to be out here by myself, but you know, we'll see if anybody else shows up. Let's try some foot brake. Start warming her up. Just doing a little exercise of setting it back down with the foot brake, not getting to balance point, just kind of getting it up in the air a little bit and then putting it back down with the foot brake to get that muscle memory. The issue I have with the foot brake is it's a little bit, I don't want to say mushier, but it's kind of like the Brembo was. If you guys paid attention during those videos, there's a little bit more play before you feel the pressure in your foot. So I'm actually pressing the foot brake without even knowing it. So it's a little bit of a learning curve here. That's why you hear me chasing it out. And I'm not like revving it up high enough off the first pop. You got to find that sweet spot on the bounce. An awful lot of burnout marks. If anyone watching this comes to this lot, please do not do burnouts. This lot has been shut down before. Really don't want it shut down. Yeah, my goal for this summer is to master foot brake. Can you believe I've been riding this for over 3 years and I still am not confident with my foot brake action? Handbrake? Super fine. Let's just show you. So obviously I'm not really smooth with the throttle right now. It's a little, you know, I don't want to say rusty, but I gotta, you know, obviously I can slow it down. So just watch my speed. Get it all the way to balance point. Bring it back down, bring it back up, down, up, down, up, down, up, all that. So I can control it, feel confident with the press, pull, whatever. Still get that feeling of I'm gonna fall back when I get too much and oh geez, I gotta grab hold. I either grab hold of the brake or the clutch or just forget to press the foot brake. Or I'm laying on the foot brake as I'm coming up and I'm not staying constantly on the throttle, which I need to do. So I just need more seat time. That's why we're here today. Anybody that wants to learn wheelies, and you know, there's plenty of wheelie tutorials out there, just know it's seat time. That's the biggest kicker with wheelies and foot brake, is just a little bit at a time, get comfortable and remember where everything is, and it becomes natural. See, like right there, I started getting to like right where it starts to be at the beginning of balance point, and I let off the throttle and put it back down. My biggest thing is letting off the throttle. If I can just stay on the throttle and the brake, I'd be pretty set. That's a little bit better just because, you know, I'm kind of riding on the bottom part of it. What I don't want to do is just get it up and then jerk it up to where it shoots. It goes like this. So it goes from like here to here, and then you let off and then you overcompensate to bring it back here. And then when you give it that twist of the throttle and you get to here, you're not expecting it to get that quick or that high that quick, and you let off the brake and, you know, the throttle, and you're still, it's too, you know, you went too far. Being able to pop it up and get it to the right sweet spot right off the bat, and then ease it to balance point and ease the brake, kind of let your mind kind of remember what it's supposed to do. That's where I'm trying to fine tune today. See, that's a little bit slower. So by the time I get it up to there, you know, I'm already, that's why I came down, I'm pressing the brake. By the time I get it up to there, my brain can kind of remember what to do. See how I let that off and I was about to just crank it, but instead of just cranking it, I just set it down. We'll start all over again, because trying to chase that out, there's a tractor trailer down there, it's just going to get high in the RPMs and it gets a little bit touchy in first gear like that. So it's better just get a nice smooth start. A little bit smoother, still kind of in the chasing zone. And I know it's super scary when you're first trying to learn wheelies, and it's still kind of, you know, I've crashed a lot of times, I've looped out a lot of times. I would prefer not to loop out anymore. Learning wheelies, you know, you kind of have to expect it. I just prefer not to do it. if I can prevent it, so I'll take it a little bit slower. But it also, you know, it takes a little bit longer, and you're in the bitch zone a little bit longer. So it's kind of a trade-off, but it's nice that nobody's here, even though, like I said, it's a little bit sketchy because you go down, you could hurt yourself. I don't have to look for anybody. I don't have to look for Lewis coming in doing stoppies. Okay, so stayed on the gas, put it down with the brake, so that's good. So just keeping the throttle at the same spot, and then applying the brake, and then obviously the brake's winning, and that's why it comes back down. So what happens is people just keep doing that. Once I get high in those RPMs, to be able to slow it down and bring those RPMs down, I got to bring it past balance point and then apply the brake with the throttle to kind of slow it down. I know I'm not there yet on foot brake. I just transitioned to hand. I don't know if you guys saw that, the handbrake, because I came up a little bit sideways and I still wanted to ride it out to see if I could settle it down. But I put my finger on the handbrake, didn't touch it, but just my oh shit button, oh shit handle, I guess. Bad habit. Alright, I'm gonna stop talking to you guys. I'm just gonna practice from now on, so enjoy silence and hopefully no loopies. And then also learning wheelies, you're gonna have to get over the fact that people are gonna be, you think are gonna be looking at you and judging your wheelies. It is easier to practice wheelies, like sit downs, where your skill isn't that high, where you're kind of just really need to focus when no one else is around. So if you have a close friend or a wife, girlfriend, whatever, if you can hit up a parking lot and practice, that's ideal. Keep everyone else, all the distractions away, just get in your zone and practice. I think I'm still pretty capable of transitioning to handbrake if I do panic. Alright, I'm gonna go for distance now, foot brake only. Very even on the throttle there, but you guys can see it's creeping up on the RPMs and the speed in the chasing zone. So that's because I'm at balance points here. I'm here. So if you get to that chasing zone, you can chase it out for a while, but at a certain point you will run out of gear, and just because you're not at balance point, just the way mathematically it works. I try to keep my finger on the clutch. So that's another thing. I've had so many bad habits when I've learned how to do wheelies. It's not from not trying, because I did try. It's just I looped out so many times when I was getting early on this. I got the handbrake, and it wasn't even to try to not master foot brake. It was just I started doing stand-ups, and we did a little 360 wheelie challenge with Grammy Bear. So I just started doing all handbrake because I was doing all stand-ups. But as you progress, you're going to need to start using clutch play. So if you're doing coasters, you pop it all the way back to where you're you know, at balance point, and you hear people go blah, 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 as they're in a wheelie. You got to pull the clutch in for that. If you want to shift up a gear, you got to pull the clutch in. If you want to do circles, all that stuff, so you just need to really kind of use the clutch. So what I do with the handbrake is I pop it, even sit downs, stand-ups, whatever. If I'm using the handbrake, I pop it, and then I transition my index finger to the handbrake lever. So instead of going like this and using my middle finger for the handbrake and covering the clutch, I transition that. When I was practicing sit downs just then, I was popping it, leaving my two hands on the bars and not guarding or covering the clutch, which the clutch isn't going to save you on, you know, going past balance point. You pull it in, you're still going to loop. But if I want to you know, get better with scrapes, or not, if I want to do any scrapes, I'm going to need to be able to pull that clutch in. So instead of continuing what I'm doing, muscle memory, which is popping it and putting both hands or all fingers on the bars and the grips, I'm just going to keep my finger there. That way it's muscle memory to be there, and I'm still working that foot brake. Solid. You can watch my shadow, see how far I'm getting up. That's pretty close to balance point, so that's good. That's progression since last time. got to right where I was not coasting, right where I was at the edge of chasing, just tapped the foot brake, came right back down. Didn't even press it hard, just tapped it. Came down hard. You guys saw that. Watch, tap, thunk. I got a lead foot. I gotta kind of learn how to feather that a little bit better. See where I let off and I give it that extra blip? That's when you loop. That's when I've looped. I've looped so many times that way on sit down. Just I get it up and then I overcompensate and on my booty, scraped elbows. So brown buddy Drew, Bill Buck's cousin, made a nice little tutorial video where he says just go around, get your throttle where you want it, stay even on throttle. We'll just keep, watch the RPMs. So we'll keep the RPMs between 6 and 7. Let's just assume that's a nice little wheelie spot. So we pop it. We're at 6, 7. We're good on the throttle. Keeping it right there. This is a wheelie. Now I'm just pressing the brake. Nothing's changing. Watch, I let off the brake. We get right back to 6 to 7. Press the brake. Can stall it out just like that. So he made a nice little video and it kind of clicked in my brain a little bit since I've always been like a on-off person. I'm a little worried about brake fade. Brake fade is when you overheat the brake pads, the brake fluid, the rotor, but I think it's going to take a while. It's a pretty cool night tonight to get to that point, but that's a very good, I think, visual and exercise to kind of take one thing out of the equation. If you're smooth with the throttle and then you're just adjusting how much brake you're applying, there we are, smooth with throttle right around 6. Not touching it, watch my hand. Letting off, on, off, on, off. If you're smooth with the throttle, then all you have to do is worry about your brake, your foot play. So apply more or less brakes, tap it, whatever, when you get too far, if you're consistent with the throttle. So what I've been doing for years is this. That's to the extreme because I hit it a little too early, but I'm giving it gas, letting off gas, giving it gas, giving it brake, giving it, you know, I'm bouncing between the two. Again, I'm doing this. You see what I'm doing here? Up, down, and I'm giving it brake in between here. So I'm not really thinking about it. I'm just, you know, gauging too, kind of like clutch. You give it a little gas, a little less clutch, etc. But what you can do is this. Watch. All right. A little bit choppy, but a lot less choppy on that one. So just watch my hand again. It's going to be very smooth with the throttle, and I'm just going to adjust with my brake. Okay. So you get what I'm saying. You get the throttle nice and smooth, and I'll put a link to his video. Throttle nice and smooth, then you only have to worry about the brake, which is it's a lot easier. With stand-ups, a little bit different. You can kind of get away with it, but again, the brake fade is real, so you know, a little worried about it. But especially when you get tighter with circles, you kind of have to on-off it a little bit. Once you get smooth, and you know, this is not smooth, obviously, but once you get smoother with it, then you'll feel it's pretty smooth on the throttle and just tapping the brake. So it's a little bit off the throttle, you know, if you get a little too high, because it's a little bit choppier when you get up there. You know, you got to keep the rotation going, but it's still, I think it's a pretty good practice, and it's a pretty good learning tutorial, which I'm using today. It just helps with one less thing. Smoother with the throttle. I'm not getting it to balance point, unfortunately. I think I'll be able to teeter there once I get a little bit more comfortable with this. Too much brake. It'd be nice today to be able to get past balance point. You know what? I got a jacket. Let me just put a jacket on real quick. I want to get a little more risky. I feel like I'm being a little bit of a B word. I do have my jacket. Let's go. Bought this for my Supermoto, the DRZ, but haven't worn it much. It'll be a good day. It's really your butt that kind of takes the beating when you do a loopy. I'm more worried about my elbows. Elbows are the big things that you end up scraping up. Elbows in your butt. I don't have butt pads with me today. Feel a little bit more confident with this gear on. Let's try to get it past balance point and then just, oh shit, panic brake, mousetrap this shit. It's close. It's very hard to feel the foot brake with boots on, something that isn't a rock like my handbrake. Oh no, what do you guys, if you guys are foot brake experts, what do you think? Do you like a squishy pedal, or do you have that thing like a rock to where it's on off? I mean, I'm sure I'll get used to the feeling, but it's different. That was all throttle, no brake, letting on the throttle, letting off the throttle, no bueno. See, I want to be able to press the brake once I'm up there, but I know I'm not giving it enough gas to keep it up. As soon as I touch the brake, it's just going to come straight down. Hopefully you guys enjoy this inside my mind while I'm at a stunt lot by myself episode. If you do, you know, drop a like, a comment. Comment would be great. I don't get too many comments lately. I like to hear what you guys think about these videos. A bit higher there. it's I don't know, there was a moment there, if I gave it a little bit too much, I was going over, because my brain was not saying tap the foot brake, it was saying give it more throttle. How that comes down, I'm barely, like, when it came down, that's when I started pressing it, really. I might have been already on it, but it comes down so quick once I just feel like I'm just giving it a little bit. You know what's funny? Hector just said he's on his way. I should just lay down on the ground, because I told him that I'm always sketched out by doing this by myself. Let me see how long ago he said that. I know how long it takes him to get here. 12 minutes ago? Alright. I'm gonna do it in about 5 minutes, maybe a little less. Hopefully I do it on purpose, not on accident. I'm just laid out, a cop pulls up. The good news is I am smooth with the throttle, so I'm able to keep it under the looping out spot even when I give it a little blip. When you're first starting out, you just do like a it's hard to understand the concept of a wheelie until you get the feel for it, because you see people do it, you think you have a concept of how it works, and then you're like, and then you pop it but you don't give it gas anymore. I see so many people doing this when they're trying to learn wheelies. Something like that. And it's just, again, seat time. Once you get seat time, your arm and your wrist won't allow you to release the clutch lever. Your finger won't allow you to release the clutch lever until it all makes sense. I think he's coming. Put the visor down so I can see him. Oh, I don't want to scratch my helmet. Put my hand there. Oh, let me position myself like this. Turn that off. Like this. Might be an airplane out here. I hope Hector's saying like he's heading out, like he's actually like leaving, and not like just putting his pants on. The problem is I invited other people here, so if they show up and not Hector, they're like, what the fuck? I told him to be here at 9. It's like 9:20 right now. He's always late. This is for his own good. We talked about this. I said, I don't really like going to stunt like by myself, because I'm worried something like this is going to happen, and no one's going to be here to call the ambulance. I really hope the cops don't roll in here, though. Oh, my phone just went off. Hector, picking up food. God damn it. He said picking up food. Sorry, but I'm on my way. This fucking guy. I need a new stunt lot partner. Accepting applications. I can't judge how long he's going to be when he's picking up food. I don't know. That man will go to Walmart in between Apex matches, be like, I'll be right back, and it'll be like 4 hours later. Let's see how far I can get back. Lean back. Lean back. Look at that. It's all chasing out though. There it was. That was balance point, and I went straight for the handbrake, took this foot off. I don't even know if I touched anything on my right foot, but definitely that was just luck because I was at the beginning of the balance point and not past it. Otherwise, I would have looped that one out pretty quick. But that's my bitch bone. My bitch bone shows through every now and then. Don't let that DMX fool you. And you might be asking, well, Photogromer, if you know handbrake and you can do sit downs with handbrake, what's the difference? Why do you even need to learn foot brake? Look, from the untrained eye, they're not gonna know if you're using your foot brake or your handbrake. Well, it goes back to the point I was making earlier. If you want to progress to scrapes, shifting, anything where you can't use your hands, or you gotta, you can't, I guess you could, but imagine this, trying to pull in the clutch and feather the rear brake with your 2 fingers here versus just pulling in the clutch and tapping it with your foot, scraping, yeah, that's gonna be a little sketchy. Your fingers get all bined up. Not impossible, but just not the right way to do it. See, I was about right here, this is all handbrake, right about here when I went, let me show you how far we can go back with handbrake. How slow we can go too. I mean, you can get pretty far back. I feel like I have just much more control with it, and I'm not even that far back. I mean, it's high, but it's not, it's like here. It's not like here where, fuck man, why can't I just, come on brain, just press your foot down. Alright, let's take a break from the sit downs for a little bit, try some stand-ups. I feel like my brain's starting to play tricks on me now. Usually my best time to learn and progress is early. Once I start getting a habit of the night, whatever it may be, it's very hard to break said habit. A lot easier if you come out after a couple days off, forget the bad mistakes you made, and go from there. There's a cop right there. He's chasing someone down. Someone's on a bicycle over there. And there's a guy on a bike after hours. Pretty sure that thing closes at a certain time. If I can just find that groove where I just cut in smooth, everything kind of just flows together. That cop's still over there. I think he's just talking to someone on a bike. There was a bike with a headlight on. Whew. That's another reason why I love stock exhaust. That cop probably can't even hear me right now. My goal is like pull up at a stoplight, can pop it up and do that. So let's pretend like this is the line. We're at a stoplight here. I have to maybe, this is line 1, line 2, line 3, maybe line 4 to get it settled down and start spinning it and within that little realm right there. So if I can't get it spun around from 1, 2, 3, 4 just like that, it's just not going to happen. So that's the goal, is to go 1, 2, 3, spin it around, and then I'm good. But never know. Cop wants to come in here. Go talk to him real quick. How you doing? Good, how are you today?
Good. What you doing out here?
We always come out here at night, practice. This is our little area.
This area?
Yeah, just keep it away from there. This is my outdoor activities. I don't go to gyms. That might be a friend of mine, so be nice to him. That might, let me see. If it's not, then you can go get him. Yeah, that's a friend of mine. Thank you, I appreciate it. Yeah, usually there's nobody on these things, but he went to get food. He's actually a half an hour late, so if you want to give him a ticket on that, that'd be great. He's gonna take your food for riding on the trail. Anyway, we're gonna do some practice.
We'll let you do it.
All right, it's good talking to you. Be safe out there.
Yeah, good night. Hey, whoa. I can
That's got the corona though. You don't want that. Cool cops. Of course, Hector, I've never seen him take that trail. Wants to take that trail. Foot brake only. That was a cool cop. On that note, I'm gonna go ahead and end it. We're gonna work on the foot brake off camera a little bit. If anything happens, you'll get the end credit. Tune in for the next one. Let me know what you guys think. Cool cops. We'll see you in the next one. You okay?
Connected.